have asbestos in their ceilings, walls, and around pipes. These fibers need to be removed since asbestos is harmful to one's health. The high school in Kalida has these asbestos fibers in its ceilings and around some pipes. We wanted to find out what it is going to take to remove the asbestos from the school. We asked Superintendent Ron Heitmeyer how the removal project got started. The first step was obtaining a grant to help pay for the cost of removal.
The asbestos grant was obtained by applying to the Environmental Protection Agency, the Asbestos School Hazardous Abatement Program. And this grant was filed on February 5th, 1985 through my office and the Board of Education here at Kalida.
Mr. Heitmeyer, when will this project start and when will it be completed?
We're anticipating the project to start January 1 as far as tearing the asbestos out of the school itself. We would like to have everything out of the building by July the 17th. However, the timelines that we're looking at will depend on the contractors and the number of people that they have employed. So we're very concerned about that at this time because we would like to have the buildings open and ready to start class in the fall.
We also asked Mr. Thomas Eggers, who's in charge of the removal project, to describe asbestos and the removal process.
If you look at this slide, you'll see that the men are wearing white disposable clothes. And of course they have respirators on to protect their lungs. Now, when they go in to remove asbestos, it's all in a barrier. We make sure that they're going to be tearing down the ceiling, so there'll be a lot of asbestos fibers released. And so plastic is put up everywhere. It's totally a cocoon. It's a barrier. And when the men go in, they protect their lungs with the masks that filter out the asbestos, and they wear totally disposable clothes. When they come out, they'll come out through a shower to clean off all the asbestos that's on their body, and they'll throw away everything with the exception of the mask, which they clean off in the shower.
After removing the asbestos from the high school, it will be buried back in the ground where it came from. Here it will be harmless and remain that way forever.
Today's show is being produced by Miss Charlotte Street's 6th grade class at Kalida Elementary School. Kalida is located about 25 miles west of Findlay. The town was founded in 1834 and current population is about 1,100.
The Putnam County Historical Society is a group of people dedicated to preserving the story of how the area used to be. We thought it would be fun to find out more about how the early settlers in our area lived.
When the Kalida Methodist Church stopped having church services, the brick church with beautiful stained glass windows was purchased by the Kalida Lions Club. The Historical Society then became interested in establishing a Putnam County museum to preserve our past. The museum holds a great variety of articles such as tools, household articles, clothing, china and glassware, and many other things from the 1800s. There are also early deeds, newspapers, and letters of the Civil War period, along with an interesting collection of quilts. Of great interest is a log cabin that was donated to the society. It was moved beside the museum and is furnished with the furniture and household articles of the early 1800s. It helps to show us what life was like for the early pioneers in the wilderness of Putnam County.
Mrs. Evans, where was this log cabin built?
As far as I know, it was built on Road R, about a half mile east of 115. Perhaps 3 miles west of Columbus Grove on Road R, on the south side.
Who lived in this log cabin?
My grandparents lived in it. My great-grandfather lived in it too. And at one time, my grandparents had 4 children, I think, before they moved out of it.
Was this a typical home for the original owners?
Oh, yes. There were several log cabins at that time right along that same road. And I think this is very much the way people lived at that time.
While it is possible to learn about faraway places by reading books and seeing pictures, we discovered that another great way to learn about the world is by getting to know exchange students. We have an exchange student from Holland in our town, and we decided to ask her to tell us about her country.
What would it be like to visit a foreign country? What would it be like to go to a school in a different country? We were able to ask Ilse Braskamp, a foreign exchange student from Holland, these and other questions about her life in Holland and her visit to Kalida.
How's your country like our country?
Some things are the same, like TV is a lot of the same. We have a lot of American programs. Radio is a lot the same. School is very different. The people, I don't know. I think that a lot of American people are they want to be your friend. They are open. You say, oh, well, do you want to be my friend? Okay. And the Dutch people are sometimes, if they don't know you, they don't want to talk to you. Just first find out how you are, and then they want to talk to you.
How is it different?
It's difficult to say. Everyone asks that often. I don't know. The people are different, and the weather is different. It's not as cold in winter as here. It's about 0 degrees. It's very cold in Holland. And sometimes a little snow, but not much.
What is your school in Holland like?
It's more free. You are allowed to, if you have a study hall, you are allowed to leave the school and go to whatever you want to do. You can go home, or you can go shopping or whatever.
What kind of food do you eat there?
In Holland, we used to eat a lot of potatoes and more like cabbage stuff. They are more little healthy food. Here in Holland, here in America, a lot of people eat hamburgers and Pepsi, and we don't drink that much of that.
Do you really wear wooden shoes?
I have them, but not everyone is. Just the farmers are using them for in summer. They have to go outside in the fields, and it's so warm to wear boots. They wear wooden shoes.
There are many interesting things about Holland, its costumes, flowers, windmills, and especially its people. We are fortunate to meet one such person and learn about life in another country.
That's all for this week's show. Join us next time when News 6 travels to Bryan, Ohio.
Production support for News 6 has come from Whirlpool Corporation's Findlay Division, working to make your life a little easier. Additional support has come from the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation and from this public television station.